At this time, I was advised by the mayor that we do have a proclamation. Y'all still not telling me what to have.
Can you hear me? There you go. All right, let's get this started. I need glasses to read, so. All right, I have a proclamation here for outstanding individual that's been around for a while doing very good things for the community. Whereas founded by Makisha Barnes in December 2006 as Gift Wrapped, Barnes nonprofit organization emerged from a deep understanding of the challenges faced by families in adversity. Becoming a mother at the age of 17 introduced Mrs. Barnes to the importance of a helping hand and inspired her lifelong commitment to service. Over time, her mission developed to recalibrate and pave the way for children and families in the community through education, perseverance, and public service. Whereas officially accredited as a 501c3 organization in August 2014, Barnes nonprofit organization operates under the mission dedicated to providing child and family services to people who are faced with adversity by offering a forum for education and coordinating events that give inspiration and encouragement. The goal is to inspire hope and provide tangible support to those in need. Whereas Barnes service work includes back-to-school supply giveaways, disaster relief drives, and the annual toy distributions. These initiatives focus on creative, positive change and fostering resilience. And whereas the Barnes nonprofit 18th annual toy distribution took place in the city of Kenner at the Pontchartrain Center Wednesday, December 18th, and thousands of donated toys were distributed to more than, get this number, 1,800 children in the community. So they had a big line at the Pontchartrain Center that night. Barnes coordinated instrumental partnerships with the City of Kenner, Kenner Police, Kenner Fire Department, Toys for Tots, and many others to make this toy distribution a huge success and the greatest year yet. Now, therefore, I, Michael J. Glazer, along with Kenner Police Chief Keith Conley and the Kenner City Council do hereby thank with our deepest gratitude Barnes nonprofit organization for its partnership, dedication, and commitment to being the light for so many children and families this holiday season. May you continue to transform lives and be the source of inspiration for years to come. Given under my hand and seal of the City of Kenner, Louisiana, this 20th day of December 2024. Michael J. Glazer, Mayor. Congratulations. And now, like I said, it was a wonderful event, and 1,800 was probably, you counted a few, because they had a lot more than that. So if you'd like to say a few words?
Sure.
Come on, you were having fun.
Yes. I just want to say thank you to the City of Kenner and all the volunteers that came out and helped us that night. We were concerned initially with being able to accommodate so many kids. We had over 1,300 formal registrations, but as the mayor stated, we served probably over 1,800 children, and we had more than enough toys. So I attribute that to our partnerships with the partnership with the City of Kenner and all the volunteers that came out to help, and we humbly and gratefully thank you.
You want to take a picture with all the council members?
Yes. Okay.
At this time, I would like to call the meeting to order. Is there any special intentions? I think Ronnie Shorewalk has one.
Thank you, Councilwoman. I had a good friend, a golfing buddy, retired New Orleans fire chief, I believe, or a captain, Don Manali, passed away last week, doing the thing he loved more than anything, passed away on the golf course itself. So I'd like to give my condolences to the Manali family, and it will be missed on the golf course as well as in the community. Thank you.
Anybody else? At this time, myself will lead us in prayer, and Councilwoman McKinley will lead us in the pledge. May we bow our heads. Father, in the name of Jesus, dear Master, as we come together once again this hour in the morning, we just want to tell you thank you. Lord, many of us started in January of 2024. Some have not made it to see 2025. But you have kept us this far, dear God. We can't pay you, but we can sure enough tell you thank you. You've kept this city, dear God. You've kept the administrator, the mayor, the chief. You've kept us safe. You kept the fire chief. You've kept all of the council members. And most of all, dear God, you've kept the people that reside here in the city of Kenner. But I pray today, dear God, that you will continue to bless this city in a mighty way, my Father. I pray, dear God, that you would be with all of us, even as we make decisions. Let us make decisions that is right and pleasing in your sight, so the people of Kenner will be blessed by you. And we thank you, dear Master, even for this holiday season. Let us remember the reason, and that is Jesus is the reason for the city. And as we embark on our family and the people around us, let us spread some love one to another. In Jesus' name we pray. And dear God, don't forget about the bereaved, dear Master. There are many that we've lost throughout the year. Let us not forget about their families. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Please put your hand on your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, do we have a quorum?
Yes, ma'am. We have a quorum with Councilmember Lahat absent. Next, we have correspondence reports from the mayor, CAO, and department heads.
All right, I guess I'll go. I just stare down, I lost. All right, today's a bittersweet day here in the city of Kenner. If those of y'all that may have drove down Williams Boulevard past City Hall, building B, which is the old mayor's and council building, is being torn down as we speak. So by the end of the day, it will no longer be there, but it's going to pave the way for a brand new future in the city of Kenner with a very nice new building. So if you pass by and see it, we'll put some videos and photographs up maybe later. And also last Saturday here in Rivertown, we hosted the Old Man River Half Marathon. They had over 800 registered runners from 15 states here in Kenner running in this marathon. So it was a huge success. The organizers were happy and said that they got nothing but positive feedback, and they expect over 1,200 people next year. Also, this is Councilman Brannigan's wheelhouse, LSU beach volleyball superstars and USA Olympians Kristen Nuss and Taryn Cloth hosted their annual Santa in the Sand at Coconut Beach last Saturday, which was another huge success. They had several hundred juniors in the clinic and even more players in the tournament they had, and it was in the party after. Looked like it was a good time because there was a lot of people, and of course, this time of year we were running from party to party. So just a public service announcement, being that we're in the holiday season, next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and the following Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, all administrative offices in the city will be closed for the holidays. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. My concern was people are going to try to pay property taxes on the last days before the new year, but Elizabeth says they have a couple-week grace period after the new year to pay property taxes. So don't worry about not being able to get into City Hall. And Chief Terrence Morris would like to say a few words, I believe. Well, I guess not Chief Morris then.
I'm not Chief Morris.
All right.
My name is Chris Kaufman. I'm the fire chief of Slidell Fire Department, Fire District Number 1. I lead an agency that's internationally accredited, 208 employees, and I'm in my 36th year. I was really disheartened to see the news last month and the discussion about a vote of no confidence for your fire chief, Terrence Morris. A little over 12 years ago, when I went into the fire chief position, I created a regional group of chiefs that would come together. Number one, network, get to know each other, share policy, and work together to better the fire service. And since he's been the chief of your department, he's been part of that group. We meet on a quarterly basis. We have met so many times in your jurisdiction. And Terrence has been a leader among leaders. I don't just say that. I didn't drive over here just to waste my time. This man is the real deal when it comes to leading in the fire service. I have personally worked with him on a salary, a study that we did as a group, salary and benefits, so that we can better the fire service. I've personally worked with him on the current cancer challenge that we have to get all of our employees screened. He has worked on a forefront, not only with the group, but we have created a committee. He is a leader on that committee. And he has always represented the members of the Kenner Fire Department and the members of this community, what's best for both. And, you know, when I think about Fire Chief Terrence Morris, 2 words come to mind: leadership and integrity. And I just wanted to come today, and he didn't ask me to come speak. I asked him, could I come speak? Because he stands out. And I just want y'all to know and have confidence in who you have selected as your fire chief. He is a leader in the fire service in Louisiana, and he does great work locally and for the fire service across our great state. So thank y'all so much for allowing me to come up and speak today. And obviously, I am truly proud to serve with him in a fire service, you know, in our great state. So thank y'all so much.
All right, I guess that was Chief Morris. Also, Councilman George Brannigan wants to steal some of my thunder, so go ahead, buddy.
I don't want to steal your thunder. D, you wear hats to every council meeting, all the events, and we love it. So I went to Mayor Glaze about 6 weeks ago, and I said, I think what we need to do is have everyone wear a hat on the last council meeting, which is today, in honor of you wearing your hats. And I hope that it makes you laugh and makes you happy, but if it doesn't, I'm Councilman Brennan, not Brannigan, okay? But that's why everybody's got hats on. And but we just wanted to try and make you smile and hopefully touch your heart.
I really appreciate that. You know, I'm looking at everybody. Why is everybody wearing hats? I really appreciate that. Thank you so. Oh God, look at the mayor. I thought he would.
And when he came, I said, look, I said, in your honor, they got to be outrageous, ugly hats. So this is the best one I could find. All right, that's it.
But thank you all so
Merry
much.
Christmas and Happy New Year from everybody here at the city to everyone in the community.
Thank you all so much. I do appreciate serving as your council president. you know, it was an issue because I said, man, my only bucket list, and the mayor gave it to me twice. He left out of town. So,
And
These
I'm gonna give
pictures will come back to haunt us at reelection time, I'm sure.
And I'm gonna give whoever is the next council president a early Christmas present, because I won't be here the second meeting in January.
wow.
Because we're going to Washington DC and try to steal more money and bring it back to Kenner, so.
Thank you all for this honor. It really blessed my heart. It was President Cynthia Shane said, you know what, you look well in hats. I think you ought to wear it everywhere you go. And so I said, okay, well, I'm used to wearing hats. But thank you all so much for the honor. It really means a lot to me. Thank you. I can't say enough. Thank you so much. I appreciate it wholeheartedly. Even though some of y'all look funny in the hats. But, you know. Oh, you? Thank you again. Council Clerk.
Do we have any resolutions, motions, or other items from the floor? Seeing none, under the consent agenda, we have item 1, approval of the minutes, the regular council meeting of December 5th, 2024. Item 2 is approval of alcoholic beverage permit applications. We have none. Item 3 is approval of bingo and public gathering applications. Item 3A is application number 2432-24, Crew of ISIS to hold a public gathering on March 1st, 2025 from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. for the purpose of a parade throughout various streets in Kenner, Louisiana. Item 3B is application number 2433-24, Michael Ortiz to hold a public gathering on December 31st, 2024 from 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. for the purpose of a New Year's Eve party at 16 Platt Street. Item 3C is application number 2434-24, Bonnie DeLon to hold a public gathering on December 31st, 2024 from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. for the purpose of New Year's Eve party at 3228 Northwestern Drive. Item 4 is acceptance, rejection of bids requiring an expenditure of less than $5,000. We have none. Item 5 is change orders requiring an expenditure of less than $5,000. We have none. Item 6 is acceptance of committee findings for final passage. We have none. Item 7 is re-subdivision ordinances for final passage. We have none. I have a motion by Councilmember Brennan, seconded by Councilmember Wilmot. All council members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. 6-0, I'm sorry. Councilmember Lahad is absent. Under the public appearance agenda, we have item 8, public hearings and final passage. Item 8A is a public hearing regarding summary ordinance number 13,691, an ordinance authorizing the execution of an amended and restated cooperative endeavor agreement by and among the City of Kenner, State of Louisiana, North 1300 Block, Veterans Boulevard, Economic Development District, State of Louisiana, and Airport Motel, LLC, relating to the collection, use, and expenditure of a 2% sales and use tax, and a 2% hotel occupancy tax to be levied in said district, and providing for other matters in connection therewith. I have a motion by Councilmember McKinney, seconded by Councilmember Dunn, to remove this item from the agenda. All council members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 6-0. Item 8B is a public hearing regarding summary ordinance number 13,709, an ordinance amending ordinance 11,304 adopted July 6, 2017, and to allow Stone Interiors New Orleans to update their Phase 2 plans by increasing the size of the Phase 2 warehouse from 15,018 to 19,013 square feet, to relocate some required landscaping and parking to accommodate the site changes due to the relocation of a city sewer line, to construct an approximately 1,100 square foot concrete pad to the rear of the Phase 2 building, to relocate the required retention pond at the rear of the property from middle to the west side of the lot, and to add a monument sign, all in accordance with the site elevation and landscape plans by Caserta Architects dated October 22nd, 2024, which property is located on Lot L1, Oakland Plantation Subdivision, Kenner, Jefferson Parish, Louisiana, and which property is owned by T.J. Conjovic LLC. I have a motion by Councilmember Dunn, seconded by Councilmember Brennan to open the public hearing. All council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 6-0. We have a presentation by the Planning Department.
Department. I will be standing in for Director Dufour, who was unable to be here today. As was just stated, this is an amendment to Ordinance 11,304, which was adopted July 6, 2017, for Lot L1, Oakland Plantation Subdivision. The address of that location is 99 East Airline Drive, and it is better known as the Stone Interiors Development. The owner is T.J. Konjovic, LLC, and the applicant is Kenneth John Kognovich, Jr. Lot L1 consists of approximately 138,000 square feet and fronts the south side of Airline Drive. It's generally bound by the L&A Railroad right-of-way to the south, Pine Street to the east, and Melinda Street to the west. Most of the changes that are being proposed are a result of a sewer line being relocated. The specific changes are an increase in the overall size of the Stone Interiors development from 42,875 square feet to 44,864 square feet. Increase the square footage of the Phase 2 warehouse from 15,018 feet to 19,013 square feet. Relocating some of the parking spaces from the front of the development to be closer to the Phase 2 warehouse. To build an approximately 1,100 square foot concrete pad adjacent to the Phase 2 building, relocate some of the landscaping to accommodate the site changes, and relocate the required retention at the rear of the property from the middle to the west side of the lot. The development meets all the minimum area and setback regulations of the L1 LI Light Industrial District, and the Planning Commission recommended approval.
Thank you so much. I have a motion by Councilmember Dunn, seconded by Councilmember Brennan to close the public hearing. All council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 6-0. I have a motion by Councilmember Dunn, seconded by Councilmember Brennan for approval. All council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 6-0. Item 9 is ordinances for the sale, purchase, transfer, lease, and/or alienation of immovable property. We have none. Item 10 is opening of bids. We have none. Item 11 is reclassification of zoning for final passage. We have none. Item 12 is other ordinances for final passage. We have none. Item 13 is resolutions and motions by council members. Item 13A is a resolution calling a public hearing to determine whether the structures located at 1235 Roosevelt Boulevard, Kenner, Louisiana, shall be abated by repair, rehabilitation, demolition, or removal. I have a motion by Councilmember Sharwood, seconded by Councilmember Dunn. All council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 6-0. Item 13B is the resolution electing a Kenner City Council President and Vice President effective January 1st, 2025. I have a motion by Councilmember McKinney, seconded by Councilmember Brannigan. All council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 6-0. Item 14 is items removed from the consent agenda. We have none. Item 15 is acceptance of contracts and similar matters approved by the mayor. Item 15A is summary ordinance number 13,702, an ordinance accepting the lowest responsive bid received from Beacon Air Conditioning, Heating, and Refrigeration Incorporated to furnish and install a 5-ton outdoor condensing unit at Fire Station 379 in accordance with electronic bid 24-2148 and an amount not to exceed $22,500 for the General Services Department. I have a motion by Councilmember Wilmot, seconded by Councilmember Sharwood. All council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 6-0. Item 15B is summary ordinance number 13,703, an ordinance authorizing the utilization of the East Baton Rouge Parish Government Contract A23-0606 to purchase 135 sets of firefighter personal protective Hakes Fire Eagle Air Boots and Bunker Gear Specialist LLC from Bunker Gear Specialist LLC in the amount not to exceed $53,730 for the Kenner Fire Department. I have a motion by Councilmember Brennan, seconded by Councilmember Wilmot. All council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 6-0. Item 15C is summary ordinance number 13,704, an ordinance authorizing the utilization of the St. John the Baptist Parish Government Contract 2023.59 to purchase 135 sets of firefighter personal protective equipment, Inotex Energy coats and pants from Bunker Gear Specialist LLC in the amount not to exceed $442,800 for the Kenner Fire Department. Have a motion by Councilmember Brannigan, seconded by Councilmember Sharwood. Councilman Wilmot?
Thank you. I'd just like to have an explanation for the record, please, since the amount is what it is. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Chief Morris, by the way. Anyway, that's the protective gear, the turnout gear, the fire suits that we wear. They have a 10-year shelf life on them, a 10-year replacement life, safety life according to NFPA, and it's time for us to replace the set for the entire department. And they're not cheap per set, as you can tell.
And it's a, just for the record, it's equipment that's necessary
Yes.
to
Yes,
the life-saving
right.
of your
It's
firefighters. So,
Yeah, it's the coat, pants, suspenders that the members wear when they're fighting fires.
Thank you, Chief.
All right.
All council members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 6-0. Item 15D is summary ordinance number 13,705, an ordinance approving a cooperative endeavor agreement with the Louisiana Department of Treasury for state aid to local government entities in an amount not to exceed $475,000 for the Kenner Police Department. I have a motion by Councilmember McKinney, seconded by Councilmember Dunn. Councilman Wilmot?
Yes, if I could just have an explanation for this one as well. I see the amount is $475,000. Chief, if you will, just give us an explanation. I understand this is good stuff, but I would still like it for the record. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're not actually spending this money now. This is money we're getting from the state. As the mayor said, you know, we go begging quite a bit from Washington to Baton Rouge, and this is a collaborative effort between the mayor and myself and our local delegation, and I'm going to name them by name: Representative Villio, Stagney, Senators Henry, Miller, Talbot, our lobbyists, and the governor. So this item and the next one require cooperative endeavor agreements between the council, who's also a partner, you know, with us in getting equipment and our recruiting efforts, to go ahead and get that money into our coffers so we can go ahead and, you know, keep up our contract with the first CEA is our body cams and our flock cameras, which I think everybody here agrees are game changers. Y'all supported the efforts back 2 years ago. And then the next one is for police cameras, which will go everything from a drone patrol to crime cameras throughout the city and anything else that we feel needs a camera. So this is the fruits of our labor of going to Baton Rouge, meeting with our delegation, and having a relationship with them, and then have them push forward to get us these appropriations from the state. So, you know, we're thankful to our state legislators as well as we are the police department, to you and to the administration for supporting us in these efforts.
Excellent work, Chief and Mayor. This is outstanding. This truly is. Great efforts on all of the people here and as well as our delegation in Baton Rouge. So thank you again for your efforts. Excellent.
Thank you all.
All council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 6-0. Item 15E is summary ordinance number 13,706, an ordinance approving a cooperative endeavor agreement with the Louisiana Department of Treasury for state aid to local government entities in an amount not to exceed $480,000 for the Kenner Police Department. Have a motion by Councilmember Dunn, seconded by Councilmember Brannigan. Council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 6-0. Item 15F is summary ordinance number 13,707, an ordinance accepting the lowest responsibility proposal received from Lamarck Ford to furnish 6 used vehicles in the amount of $125,980 for the Kenner Police Department. I have a motion by Councilmember Brennan, seconded by Councilmember Brannigan. Councilman Wilmot?
Yes, Chief, as far as my math, this was like a great price per vehicle. If you can elaborate a little bit.
Yeah, well, I've come to y'all often about our challenge to get equipment, especially vehicles, with the supply chain issues and all the struggles that went forward with COVID. I think all the departments are having the same challenge, so we've gone to some secondary markets, some other resources. We have hired over 50 sworn officers that are hitting the street. We're trying to stay ahead of the game, as well as an aging fleet, that everybody's dealing with. So some of these vehicles are coming back from leases from other agencies from up north and across the country. We've reached out to certain dealers and asked them if they had these vehicles. They're already PPVs, in other words, police equipment, have all the bells and whistles that you need for emergent vehicles as far as suspensions and cooling systems. So we're getting these vehicles coming in very low mileage, very, very cost reasonable. They're below the estimated values. We do put bids out just to make sure that we're getting the best bang for our buck. These are 5 that Lamarck Ford found for us that are going to go right into service, and we have some other ones that might be coming up. But, it's always a challenge to keep the rolling stock coming, to devise a plan to retire vehicles with over 100,000 miles in 10 years. So, making purchases like this will keep us ahead of the game.
Excellent. Good work. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
All council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, please say nay.
I would like to add that also these vehicles are being purchased with seized drug funds as well. So we're trying to offset some of the costs with some of the monies that we get dealing with drug dealers.
And this is all coming out of the KPD budget.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you.
Motion passes 6-0. Item 15G is summary ordinance number 13,708, an ordinance approving a cooperative endeavor agreement with Visit Kenner Incorporated for services related to increasing tourism in the city of Kenner, and in consideration of these services to provide payment in the form of the monthly net proceeds of the hotel occupancy tax in the city of Kenner as authorized by LSARS 47:388.203 after deductions of reasonable expenses and related matters. Have a motion by Councilmember Dunn, seconded by Councilmember McKinney. Councilman Wilmot?
Yeah, if I can just get an explanation for the record on this one.
So I'm not sure if everyone is aware, but hotel motel tax that we receive in the city of Kenner is required to be distributed through a designated CVB. We have had a partnership with Visit Kenner before this administration took office, and we have expanded on that partnership since Mayor Glazer has taken office. We feel like it's a very good partnership. We feel like we have grown tourism in the industry, and this actually expands on the deliverables and the plans as it relates to tourism for the city. The CEA is attached for further detail if anybody wants to read into it, but that is kind of the basic outline of this agreement moving forward to specify that they will be our designated CVB moving forward.
Thank you.
All council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 6-0. Item 16 is ordinances and resolutions in summary for first reading. Item 16A is an ordinance accepting the lowest responsive bid received from Risk Tree Service, LLC, for miscellaneous tree work on Loyola for Council District 5 in accordance with electronic bid 24-2149 and an amount not to exceed $35,571. Item 16B is an ordinance approving the use of state contract number 44000300783 with Economical Janitorial and Paper Supplies LLC for the purchase of various types of trash bags and can liners on an as-needed basis citywide at a cost not to exceed $30,000. Item 16C is an ordinance authorizing the utilization of Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office bid contract 24-AUG-2801 with Lamarck Ford to purchase vehicles citywide on an as-needed basis and an amount not to exceed $1 million for the life of the agreement. Item 16D is an ordinance authorizing the purchase of a digital detail information report and community contract card online forms portal and Momentum ECM, a subset of Laserfiche, and an amount not to exceed $14,975 for the Kenner Police Department. Item 16E is an ordinance approving an agreement for capital outlay funding services with Pivotal GR Solutions LLC and an amount not to exceed $70,000. Item 16F is an ordinance approving a cooperative endeavor agreement with the State of Louisiana Department of the Treasury and the City of Kenner for construction of an amphitheater in Laketown. Item 16G is an ordinance approving a cooperative endeavor agreement with the State of Louisiana Department of Treasury and the City of Kenner for Roosevelt Boulevard improvements between Airline Drive and West Metairie Avenue. Item 16H is an ordinance approving an agreement with Urban Systems Incorporated for professional traffic engineering services on an as-needed basis with an amount not to exceed $49,500 for the Department of Public Works. Item 17 is reports from the council and our special committees. Councilman Brennan.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Last night was the Greater New Orleans Republican Committee meeting, and at the meeting, I just feel it's warranted to mention that Chief Conley received the award for the Republican of the Year, which was a real honor. And we have had discussions on the council that just recently, you know, we see so many text messages and things on Facebook just absolutely in favor of the Kenner Police Department and everything that's being done in their work. And I know the same goes for the fire department and those men and women. And, you know, it's just very important, I think, that we recognize our first responders and thank them. But in this case, I also think it's very much worth noting and congratulating Chief Conley for that award last night. That was very, very well deserved, and you've done a great job with this department in my estimation, and I believe the council agrees with that, Chief.
Councilman McKinney?
Thank you. I just want to, before the meeting, the mayor mentioned that this was his 34th year working for the city, and I just want to say thank you for all of your time, your dedication to the citizens of Kenner. So thank you. You shouldn't small talk before if you don't want it mentioned.
Item 18 is new business. We have none. Item 19 is unfinished business. I endorse motions to reconsider or remove from a tabled position. We have none. Item 20 is persons wishing to address the council on special subject matters.
Greg Taft, you have 3 minutes, please.
Greg Taft, 5th District. I want to start off just by saying that I want to wish the administration, the council, all the employees of for Kenner and the citizens of Kenner a Merry Christmas and a happy, prosperous New Year. And please be safe, because there's some crazy drivers out there. The only other thing I want to bring up, and this is really for Elizabeth, and she may not have it today, but Elizabeth, if you could, when I look at the budget, especially pertaining to the fire department, as I see it, there's 1.9 million that I can't see accounted for. And I may not be looking in the right places, but based on me taking what I think that the millage would bring, cutting that in half for this fiscal year, what was budgeted for this fiscal year, my figures is coming up with a shortage of about 1.9 million. So if you have it today, fine. If you don't, if you could bring it up at the next council meeting for me, I would appreciate it.
Yeah,
and thank you, and again, y'all stay safe and stay diligent out there, because these drivers are crazy. Thank you.
If you don't mind staying after the meeting, we can go over it. I have the budget book with me, so.
That works for me.
Brian Nugent, you have 3 minutes, please.
Ryan Nugent, 5444 Erlanger in District 3. First off, I'm sorry I missed the hat day memo. I certainly would have complied. I hate to be a downer, because this has been a very positive meeting, but one of the things that I hear talked about a lot when it comes to city resources is how thinly stretched they are, whether it comes to manpower or it comes to finances. And this is absolutely true. And so, doing what I've been doing, you know, some of the advocacy that I've been doing the last couple years, my frustration does grow when I see a lack of progress. And I'll cite one very minor example. You know, the mayor mentioned that by the end of the day, City Hall probably will not still be standing. The issue that I'm talking about only amounts to a few $100, but every few $100 counts, and I wonder why we do continue to throw money into the trash. The specific case I'm talking about is we had some light fixtures in front of City Hall that when I was doing an analysis for the city about a year and a half ago, I determined that we have a lot of, we basically have a track record for not following up with warranty replacements. It's another way we end up throwing a lot of money in the trash. So I recognized that we had fixtures that were non-functional, that were still actually covered under the manufacturer's warranty based on when they were purchased. And so I alerted the city to this fact and actually went through the entire process, even contacted the manufacturer, basically gave them, did all the legwork for the city and said, just, you know, get someone to go pull these things out of the ground and, you know, we can get some free fixtures. Also noted that adjacent to that at City Hall, we also had some usable Kichler fixtures that we could salvage and use again. All that stuff is still sitting there and will probably be gone by the end of the day. And so again, it's only a few $100 and it's one minor example, but I do have to ask why. Beyond that, same as everyone else, I would just like to wish the entire council and everyone who works for the city a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. Also like to extend a thank you to everyone from Public Works and Field Services who worked very hard to get the city very festive, as they do every year, and to everyone from Parks and Recreation for all the programs and events that they put on for Christmas. So thank you to everyone from the city for all the work that you've done and continue to do, and Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Ms. Janice Price.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Janice Price, and I live at 2740 Panama Street. Recently, there's been an influx of Spanish people moving into the area. Nobody tells them how to live here. So there's beer bottles everywhere. If they live upstairs and have a baby, the diapers are thrown out the window. This is unacceptable. And I have 2 bushes on the end of my property. I've been here 35 years. And sometimes the bushes grow out of control. I go out there to trim them, cut them back. The last time I did this, my bushes were full of beer bottles. I don't know what's the sense of garbage cans as far as they are concerned, because they don't use them. But the garbage cans, when you put them out at night and the garbage man passes, you're supposed to bring them back in. Their garbage cans never come back in. It's a sight. I have visitors that come, and they talk about, well, what's happening out here? Is this really Kenner? Because you guys used to be on the ball. But now, I can't get any help. If I call and tell code enforcement about they tearing up my lawn, because across the street, there's a bunch of vans that they pull back in the yard at night. And in the morning early, they bring them back out. So somebody is putting them in that yard with some other vehicle, and they have to in order to get it straight, they maneuvering on my lawn. So I got a chunk missing. And when I call code enforcement, they tell me, you got to call the police. I've never heard of that. Call the police for something that's happening to my lawn. Okay, so I've called them and called them. They don't come out. They say they're coming. Nobody comes. So my question is, you're going to move these people into neighborhoods. You need to tell them how to live. They're from another country. I accept that. And I know everybody wants to have a nice place to live. But I didn't buy my house to go through this. So I'm just wishing somebody would come up with a solution. Please come out and see the problems that's going on. I try to be neighborly and tell them the right way to do. The first thing they say, we don't speak English. Okay, I'm gonna call somebody that can talk to you. They don't have any respect for authority.
Ma'am, just to let you know, your 3 minutes has expired. Maybe you can get with somebody in the code enforcement department after the meeting and answer the rest of your questions.
Yes, the chief will.
Yeah, Ms. Price, I can assure you that we work with code a lot, so to be, advised to contact the police isn't unusual, but I will get with Ms. Topple and we'll develop some kind of a plan and maybe counsel these people to see what they're doing. I know we have gotten some calls. We've gone out there. Police are more for like in progress type of calls, but we'll work with the code enforcement and make sure we'll address your concerns.
And the noise with the music.
Absolutely.
Sometimes the music starts at 1:45 in the morning. And I've called. And they tell me, if you call a third time, you have to talk to the officer. I live by myself. I don't want the people to know that I'm complaining.
I'll address it. I'll take care of it.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Chief Terrence Morris.
Good evening again. Good afternoon. Good morning. I just wanted to address what happened at the meeting the last Friday meeting. I missed the last Thursday meeting because I was out of town to not address the vote of no confidence that I received from members of the Kenner Fire Department. The vote reasons that were dropped in my lap about 2 minutes before the council meeting started, so I didn't have an opportunity to go through them and address them properly. While I will not stand here and address everything that's listed in here because everything in here is easily disproven, I do want to make one statement, that the first thing that they put in this vote of no confidence was declining safety due to staffing shortages. And for someone to make a statement like that, a public statement to members of the public in what's seemingly a professional manner, is really disingenuous and lack of professionalism. This department is greater staffed than it was when I walked in the door here 6 years ago. They go from, the department was running 2, 3 people on every unit, and most days you have 5 and 4. We lost some members suddenly over the last couple of months. That wasn't anticipated, but we were overstaffed to begin with, so we're not short-staffed. So to tell the public that it's a safety issue when knowing that this department is fully staffed is just really disingenuous. And I wanted the public and you to know that we do everything we can to keep this community safe at all times. And for them to get up here and say something that that the public is not safe because of these few people that left is really unprofessional in my opinion. I want to thank my peers for showing up, chiefs from different departments around the region, to show support, to let the community and you know that I am professional and hopefully respected by these guys, or else they wouldn't be here. That's my peers that's showing support for what the members of 1427 did at the last meeting I was at. I do my best for the members of the community and for you guys to keep them safe and keep you guys protected. So thank you.
At this time, Chief.
Yeah, just on closing, I just want to say that the Kenner Police Department, Kenner Fire Department have been out in the community during December. It's one of the months that all first responders look forward to. We've had 4 nights of Shop with a Cop and first responders and heroes. We've had a Build-A-Bike program, which is very successful. We gave away over 100 bikes. And we got the privilege to escort Santa to December 1st to Santa's Village. So, I want to thank the men and women of the Kenner Fire Department and Police Department for being active in the community, and I know they enjoy it more than children do, probably, so.
At this time, this is my last meeting as council president. I do want to thank everyone for giving me this opportunity. It has been a great challenge because it kind of added a little bit more work to us. On Saturday, we will be having a toy giveaway at Lincoln Manor starting at 12, and it's first come, first served. And with that being said, I need to give Ronnie Shoreward a little gift. Your wife said I couldn't give you flowers. They gave me flowers, so Linda said that I cannot have flowers. So since you're out there and you're doing all that fishing, we decided to give you a canister that says Councilman Ronnie Shoreward, District 2, Kenner City Council President, January 1st, July 1st, 2025. So when you go to drink, you realize you have to be back here to handle this meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It has really been my honor, and thank you all for giving me the confidence to be able to do this, because it is a little bit more challenging to do it. But that being said, I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. I've heard so much good about Christmas Village, what Kenner is doing. People are really raving, Mayor and this council, this administration, about the city of Kenner. They really are. I know we hear a lot of negativity, but people are really raving about what's going on. And I'm more appreciative because it's happening in my district, so it gives me bragging rights. So I thank you for that. I thank the council for that. I thank you all for this opportunity to be able to serve as your council president. And those hats does not fit everybody.
Speaking of,
Speaking
Council President, you can adjourn this meeting, but just know that everyone is expected to gather right in between those 2 columns so we can take an official hat picture.
Oh, wow.